And thank you for allowing me an opportunity to speak. I'm Kevin Miles. I'm the president of the Kansas State NAACP. I'd like to speak to you on a couple issues, but I'll begin with the voter ID issue. There was a speaker who came up earlier who said that we definitely need to strengthen that system. I would seriously and vociferously disagree with that. The reason why I would disagree is because if you look at the actual numbers from the Secretary of State's website over the last 6 years, there have been 6 reported cases of voter fraud in the state of Kansas, of which only 1 netted an actual prosecution. During that same period of time, there have been approximately 10 million votes cast. If there's been 1 case of voter fraud, and that was a person who voted in Kansas and Missouri out of 10 million votes cast, to put that into context for you, you have greater odds of hitting the jackpot on a Las Vegas slot machine 6 times than you do of finding a bona fide case of voter fraud in the state of Kansas. You are also more likely to be stricken by lightning twice than you are to find a bona fide case of voter fraud in the state of Kansas. And if we cannot show that this is a legitimate problem, then we cannot argue that our current system is not secure. However, if we are interested in making sure that we can prove the identity of people when they go to vote, we can do that currently without additional cost, simply by having people show their voter registration card. When I go to register, I can register showing my driver's license, or I can show my social security card number if I register online, at which time they mail a voter registration card to my home. Now, the Indiana State Supreme Court has ruled that if you enact a voter ID law, then the state must pick up the cost of providing ID cards for free. I know our incoming secretary, has made it seem as though this is a very small and nominal cost of just the number of people who don't currently have ID times $15, but that is not true. We would have to provide those cards in perpetuity. Now, even if we didn't provide them for everyone, say we only provided those cards for people who could not afford to buy their own ID card, you would have to create a brand new bureaucracy who would be in charge in perpetuity of making sure that people fell within the proper income brackets to receive an ID card, because if I lost my job and I no longer could qualify, I no longer could pay to update my card, I would have to be able to go before some board who would be able to verify my poverty and then therefore give me an ID card. There's also a hidden mandate for those who are interested in making sure that the government does not mandate things for us. If my grandmother, who no longer drives and no longer has a need to maintain a current driver's license, if she wants to exercise her constitutionally guaranteed rights, she would be mandated by this law to go out and purchase an ID card, and if she could not purchase one, then she would have to appeal to the brand new poverty board, who would have to assess her poverty level in order for the state to grant her an ID card so she could exercise her rights. So given the cost, given the fact that it does represent a government mandate, and given the fact that we can't even prove that our current system is not secure, and because the odds of hitting the lottery 6 times or hitting the jackpot 6 times seem pretty astronomical to me. Because if we're interested in funding funding projects for non-existent problems, then I have an asteroid diversion program that I would love for you guys to fund for the cost of this bill.